Howdy. Welcome to episode 7 of the Let's Talk series. I actually recorded this video a couple days ago. I was going to do the audio the same day, but a bunch of things happened with episode 6 in the uploading process. And then I had a couple of not so great days after that. Sometimes you just have bad days, and you gotta let them be bad days, because if you try to do the things that you love on those days, you're gonna hate the things that you love on those days. And I don't think that's worth it, to be quite honest. So, I put it down, and I waited. Today's a better day. I'm feeling alright. I just woke up, so I'm a little tired. I don't know if that'll come through in my voice at all, but we're feeling better than we were. So that's a start, for sure. Now, first things first. Roof. We need a roof. That's a given, I think. And we're going to go with the custom placement and not the auto placement, because the auto placement is going to want the logs to go the same direction as the floor, but we don't want that. We want it going this way, and it's not quite right there. I think because we had to do the custom wall placement previously, because the wall wouldn't fit right. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because now that I'm thinking about it, we did go with the auto placement for the wall. So I'm not quite sure. But we should be able to fix it. It's just a little wonky sometimes, but we can work with it. Yeah, see, that's better. And now, so that I can get a better view, I want it to be at the same angle as the other roof, if that makes sense. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. It's really hard to tell. We just want it somewhat close. That should be fine, I think. We just want it somewhat close. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just what I was going for originally. So now we need 20, 30 logs. Sorry. It's so small, I'm trying to read it. I've still got crusty eyes. I'm gonna get our daily turtle. Where is he? There he is. He has no idea. Again. There we go. Attaboy. We got distracted by a seagull, that's all. Put another one of these down. I'm not gonna keep putting those down as I kill turtles. I think 4 is gonna be enough. Seagull head. I think 4 is gonna be enough, probably. We don't need to keep putting them down. And it's nighttime. I was trying to keep the recording so that the recording would just end after each day, and then I kind of screwed that up. So we're gonna be working a little bit into the night right off the start here. And they're already gonna bug us, I think. to put in, where is it? There it is. A fireplace. Not to be as like a fireplace, but more as to serve as like an oven. You know, just something that's a little bit pleasing to the eye, but also still functional. Because also we don't have a place to cook our food that's not that fire pit that's out on the ground in front of the custom foundation. So I want somewhere that's up here on the patio thing where I can cook food. And right now I'm just trying to make sure it's not going through the wall too bad because I don't want a bunch of rocks showing through. Already we have our 2 logs. We had those stocked up. We're gonna need to get more logs here again soon. And now it's time to touch rocks over and over and over again until this thing is done. This is kind of giving me the idea that I need to go get the rock bag. But to do that we need boar skin, which is up north, which is a ways away. And I think if I'm going to be up there, I probably have to be up there a couple of days. So maybe we'll need to make preparations so that we can get that done, because it'd be really nice to have the rock bag. Maybe the spear bag. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it. I like using spears for deer hunting, but I don't usually use more than one, and it only works with the weak spears. It doesn't work with the other spears. What are they called? Bone spears, stone spears. I don't know. I can't remember. Strong spears maybe. But yeah, I mean the wood ones aren't really that. What's the word? Needy. I don't know. It's 2 sticks. So if I miss my first shot, I just make another one and then don't even worry about picking up the one that I missed, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't think I'm going to worry about the spear bag. I'm definitely not going to worry about the worm suit, because I think it's just a bad bet in hard survival. Because one, we're not even building in a cold area. We're not building like in one of the snowy areas. So we already don't really need it that much. I mean, sure, it would be useful for at night when it rains, or in a cave when we're wet. But it also replaces armor, which is kind of a necessary thing in hard survival. So, yeah, and it's a huge pain in the ass to get. I can't stand getting it. All together, it takes like 10 skins, and I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Now we're gonna start picking up these logs. I think maybe we should have enough. Probably. How many trees did it cut down? Like 7 or 8, I think. So that should be enough. Each normal tree is 4 logs. There's some taller trees in there that give 5. So if we cut down 7 or 8, that should be just fine. It's gonna look ugly. I'm wondering if maybe we should put in a second floor to at least fill up the space. I don't think it'll look any better, but to fill up the space, because there's no like triangular walls you can put in that space. The roof just kind of sits up like that no matter what, which kind of bugs me if it's so far off. I usually like to put my roofs pretty shallow, like the one on the meat storage building, the meat locker. I think that's what we'll call it, the meat locker. Just so that there isn't so much space there, but trying to follow the angle of the other roof kind of gave us a little more room on the house building. These sticks are getting in my way. I was actually playing yesterday on my save game that I'm not recording. I've got another separate save game, another hard survival, and I was reminded in the worst way of a pretty bad glitch that we'll have to look out for. For some reason, it happens when you like run over bushes, I think, with the log cart. You get launched into the air, and it's pretty much a death sentence, because usually it launches you high enough that it is an insta-kill when you come back down. And I had that happen, and I was not happy, because I had not saved in a long time, and I had died already. I had died already, like, the day before in-game. So if you die twice, like, in quick succession like that, it'll end the game, and you have to start back from your last save game. You won't respawn in the cave. It'll just end the game. It'll say you survived this many days, and you'll have to start back from your save game. So we'll have to look out for that. I kind of forgot it was a thing. And there's a couple others in there. Obviously, we saw earlier in this season, you know, the whole getting knocked off the rope and getting killed thing. That wasn't so great. The game's not perfect, but we'll work with it, and we'll try our best, and we'll make the best of what we got. It should be fine. I'm not that worried about it. It's only slightly concerning because, if you guys can tell, I don't save in the middle of these episodes. They're completely uncut, and I just don't want that in the video, I guess, so I don't save while I'm filming. I do it before and I do it after, and that's it. So if something like that happens, then we're screwed out of a lot of time, basically an entire episode potentially, which is not great, but I think it'll be fine. And as long as we don't die, you know, in any other means beforehand, a short time before these glitches, really, let's just not die at all. We won't die. We'll see how it goes, but they're really testing me. I'm hidden, but they know I'm here, so they might come to destroy my stuff anyway. Which is not great. I think one of the big things is the drying racks are kind of inside of the wall of the meat locker, and so they don't think there's a wall there. We saw, I think in the last episode, they were attacking that corner. That's why. It's because they think that drying rack is outside, and so they're trying to get at it. I need to eat because it just turned daytime. I just want to eat my breakfast, woman. Oof. You hate to see it. Also, I need to be better about burning my bodies. I realize that I keep exiting the game before I actually burn the bodies and get the bones. Which is a waste. I mean, I don't think this is the first body. It might be the first body we've burned, actually, to be honest. I don't remember. But I know that I have not burned a lot of them, so I need to work on that a little bit. I just completely forget about them. I throw them in a pile on the fire and then just go back to whatever I was doing. Because I don't want to sit there and baby the fire. Because you have to. The bones don't generally despawn, but the skulls, as soon as you take your eyes off, they're gone. Like, even if you're standing right there. So you have to be there watching the fire if you want those skulls. Which, right now, it's not a big deal. We're full on skulls, but later on, it might get annoying. So I try and just build up bodies until finally I just decide that it's time to burn them. Picking up more rocks. That's 5. We'll throw our meat on here. Instantly ready. Nice. Throw our other one on there. Good deal. So that should be our 1800 calories for the day. That's kind of my standard. 1800. It's a pretty fair number. If I need more, I'll eat more, but usually it's not to that point unless I'm cutting trees down all day, something like that. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. And we usually fall short, which means we just have to swing a bone or a stick around for a couple minutes before bedtime, and then we call it good. We're getting some rain. It's very wet, and getting wood as well. Also, I'm just now processing. The roof is done, by the way. If you missed that, I finished it. Sorry, I was distracted by a little bit of everything there, but we completed the roof. So the structure of the house is done. Look at that. Just look at it. But I think I could maybe fit a second floor in there. And maybe have it be like an outdoor kind of deal. Where it's like just kind of more a hangout area up top the house. You know, and then have like stick railings on both sides. That'd be a cool chill area. A cool area to like look down upon everything, especially on that far side where it's nice and tall. Excuse me. Touching more rocks. Now, I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm learning about stuff through my other save game about this area. And one thing I've learned going through is that there is a rabbit spawn at that spot where I put the trap. And so that's why I'm putting that trap there. Just because I keep running through, because the Lakeside Cannibal Village is right there. Like, right there. And so when I'm running through, I've just noticed more than a couple of times there's been a rabbit there. So hopefully that'll make it easier to trap them, because we really need to get our rabbit production going. Because it's a pain in the ass trying to get daily turtles. You gotta wait for them, and there's only one at a time. That's just not enough. That's 2 meats. We need more than that. We are a growing lad, and as such, we require more food. Now what I'm doing here is collecting small rocks for our slingshot. You just smack the ground with a stick, and they come out. We're gonna do this for a little bit, just so that we have enough rocks the next time we find a rabbit, so that we can actually kill it, instead of shooting 1 rock at it and then realizing we're out of rocks, because, you know, it happens sometimes. We also get change, which we aren't going to use that much. You use it to make bombs, but you also use electrical tape to make bombs, and electrical tape is really rare. There's only a couple places it spawns, so we're not going to worry too much about bombs, especially when we already have, like, dynamite, which will be easy enough to get. And I guess Molotovs, but I'm not going to really use Molotovs either, because... Goodbye, birds. Okay. Sorry, I forgot that happened. Yeah, we're not going to use Molotovs, because fire is not all that useful in hard survival. It doesn't do a lot of damage to the cannibals. The only thing it really does is sort of stun them, because they're going to wave their arms around and stuff as they're on fire, because they're on fire. So we're not going to rely on any fire-based weapons all that much, or leaf pile traps, or anything like that. Probably mostly we're going to rely on our bow, the crafted bow, not the modern bow, because we don't have the modern bow, for one. There's our fireplace done. We don't have the modern bow. And also I prefer the crafted bow. And if you see, we're going to put this in here. Sorry, I'm like interrupting myself. But there's things going on in the game that are important, but also I'm talking about, you know, what weapons we're going to be using because of my own preference, because of the strengths and weaknesses of each weapon. But first, now that's finished. So that's where we're going to cook our meat from now on. So I can probably destroy this other fire pit. Yeah, we don't need that. So the reason I use the crafted bow, so the crafted bow does less damage than the modern bow. The modern bow does a significant amount more damage, but it also shoots way slower, and the crafted bow still does one-shot headshots, so it gives me better time to reset when I'm shooting cannibals in the face, which is the majority of the use that my bow sees. Because it's also not great for hunting. I mean, I could use it for like rabbits and things, but I prefer the slingshot because the slingshot actually does AoE, area of effect. So it's like a tiny explosion, sort of. I don't have to actually hit the thing, I just have to hit near it. And with rabbits and lizards, it's one hit. So that's why I use the slingshot for like the small game hunting. And I only use the bow for cannibals. When we get into mutants, I think my primary strategy is going to be to run away, basically. Because I really don't want to deal with mutants. And there's going to be a couple of times in the caves that we're going to have to fight them. And for that, I would probably like to have the modern bow. But otherwise, I plan to mostly use explosives. Because I don't want to deal with them. They're just a pain in my ass. If we find them on the surface, like near home, we're just running. Because we're not risking them destroying our home. Because that's what they do. And they do it very quickly. Very frustratingly. So that's our strategy for when we're at home. In caves, we'll get the modern bow at some point. Somebody yell at me if that's what you want to see. Some cave diving. And we'll do that. I don't really remember which cave the modern bow is in. But it's in one of them, so we could at least start the search. I don't think there's anything in that cave that's right here with us, here at home. I don't think there's anything else down there that is important, if I remember right. It's pretty much just the modern axe and like the map and the compass. So I don't think we need to go back down there for anything, unless we need to get something from like the modern axe cave, because that's got a lot of supplies in there. And I guess there's a couple of spots that have cloth, which is also going to be important because we need to start getting armor together as we're getting later and later in the game. We're going to need that armor more and more, and cloth is going to play a big part in that. Coming down to the beach for our daily turtle. We're okay on calories. Can we maybe get it? We can't push him, unfortunately. But it was worth a shot. We might, if we kill him there, we might be able to reach him. It depends on where he drops. But sometimes it's not worth it, to be honest. Now we're just gonna cook some of that small meat we've got. And cut down some trees. Not because I need the trees, but gaining strength. Every swing matters. There's our meat. We're just gonna munch that up. So we're at 2,800 calories, which is kind of a lot, but cutting down trees will fix that. We'll have them burnt by the end of the day. I can assure you. And let me know if you have any ideas of what I should build. I think I've said stuff. I've definitely said something about it before in previous episodes, but you know, if you have any ideas, let me know. I'd be down to make something, and it doesn't have to be like necessarily for utility's sake. You know, it could be something that's just pretty, or you know, I don't know, cool. Let me know, because past the house, I don't know what to build. And we're going to keep gaining logs because we have to keep our strength up and keep increasing it. So we're gonna have logs on hand. So let me know if you have any ideas of things to build, and we'll see what I can do. We'll destroy this. Don't need that anymore. And it has been frickin' rocks. It has been pretty quiet so far, other than I think just that one lass that we saw earlier. I think they're just leaving us alone for today. I don't know. We may see them later. And if perhaps you're wondering, the log cart holds 12 logs. And I believe the large log holders also hold 12 logs. Just in case you were curious. Curious and hadn't already done your own count. I've just saved you the troubles. You're welcome. Also, stepping a little more into the real world. Me being nosy. What do you guys got going on for Valentine's Day? No, I'm not hitting on you. I'm just asking, platonically. You're beautiful, I promise. But, I just want to know. I'm curious. I've got nothing going on personally. Oh, Marjorie. I told you not to come around here. I told you. This was your fault. But anyway, back to Valentine's Day. It is the 7th as of my recording this. This video will likely be uploaded on the 8th. But Valentine's Day is a week away. And I have got to wonder if you guys have someone special to be your Valentine. And you know what? If you don't, that's okay. Don't even worry about it. Because I don't have a Valentine either. I've never had a Valentine, if you could believe it. So if you'd like, if you're savvy, if you fancy it, I would be your Valentine. But you gotta ask me, okay? I'm not gonna ask you. I'm just saying that if you do ask me, I will play that role. I'll be that guy. We can have a little Valentine's Day adventure. I don't know. Maybe I could upload a special video where I just talk about how great you are, inflate your ego some. I think everybody about could do with a little bit of that these days. Except me. I'm great. I know that. I don't think my ego could handle any more inflation. But I do hope you have a good Valentine's Day. Which I might say in future episodes as well, because I imagine I'll upload at least something before Valentine's Day. But I was just thinking about it now. It's never been like a huge deal to me, so I don't know how it is to you guys. I don't know if you guys like actually make something of it or just ignore it. You know, I don't know if you have a partner, someone special that you like to spend that time with, or if you like to spend that time on your own, or completely ignore the event altogether. This lamp can get fucked. Please move. There we go. But either way, regardless of the holiday, I hope that the day itself is okay. And I hope every day leading up to it is okay. And I hope every day after it is okay. I'm not going to ask for it to be a good day for you. I just won't do that. Because that can be unreasonable sometimes, and I know that. So I'm just going to hope that you have an okay day. Because any okay day is better than a bad day, in my opinion. Good days are great, but I have not come to expect them. I expect my days to be okay and nothing more. So I will hope nothing more for you. You gotta make something more. I hear that growling. Andy, is that you? Yeah, I knew it. It's Andy from down the block. I'd know that flashlight anywhere. See what I'm saying? Oh, and Tim's here. But they're trying to get at those drying racks that are in the meat locker. Because they won't try and like enter the room. They could just go through that door. I would like to just... There we go. Andy? They could have just not, and they'd be alive right now, but they did, and so they're dead. They don't use doors. Like, at all. They'll run into them by accident, and they actually get really confused when they end up inside of a building. A lot of the time, they'll just end up running at the wall, and not even destroying anything necessarily, but just running at the wall. Make sure everything's okay here. But yeah, they don't use doors. If they want to enter a building, they will just break the wall down and go in that way. Interesting beings they are. And I don't think we'll be able to burn them in this, so we'll have to figure out a different situation for burning bodies. But I do like how this fireplace furnace thing looks. I think it's pretty A-okay. And we are going to swing a bone around until we are no longer full of calories. Because we've got quite a ways to go. So we're going to do a little bit of running. Get our energy up so that we can run around and wag our bone everywhere. Cutting down stick trees, by the way, is counted as the same action as cutting down the big trees as far as strength goes. So it does help. And I think we're just going to call it here because that's a lot of calories. And I don't think our weight will actually be affected too much. Yeah, no, it wasn't affected at all. So I think that's the end. I think we'll call it there. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Be good, everyone. Bye.